Hey Art Rock Stars, welcome back to the Messy Mom. I have something awesome planned for today's tutorial. So we've already had a lesson on watercolor and now we are going to be moving on to acrylic paint. Acrylic is awesome because it's really easy to blend together and mix and create really cool color with. So we are going to be starting off with our primary colors. So you are going to need a blue, a red, and a yellow. But I'm also going to be showing you some tinting of those colors so you can either lighten it up or shade it. So you're also going to need a white and a black. All right. Get something like a paper plate, something that you can mix your paint on, and your paintbrush, of course, and then a small cup of water, and we're gonna get this lesson started for today. All right, everyone, so we have our stuff ready to go. I have my primary colors, my white and my black, and of course a paper towel and my water, always important. All right, so let's get started. And just a fair warning, you might need another paper plate or whatever you're mixing your paint on. If you do, that's totally okay. Just go ahead and pause the video and you can go and grab one. So first things first, we are going to put two little blobs of paint with each of our primary colors here. So two there, put two over here, and two over here. They really don't have to be that far apart, but I just like it because I like the space. So as you can see too, I don't have like a super tiny brush, but it's going to be big enough that I can pick up some paint with. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit about color mixing. And this is sort of continuing our study about color, because that is one thing that really wasn't on the worksheet, was what you get when you mix colors together. And you might already even know, but we're going to go over it again. So I'm going to take this yellow and I'm going to bring it over to this big glob of blue over here. All right, awesome. And as you can see, that is making us some green. All right, now, so we have this. Now, we're going to stay on green for a minute because I just want to show you, if you were to add more yellow, you would lighten this up even more. And I even had a little bit more yellow here. So more yellow will make this kind of more of like that almost neon looking green, but just a really light green if you keep on adding more. Now if you add more blue, it's going to darken up that green. Okay, so that is a good lesson. Even if you don't have to mix these colors, like if you already have green paint, it's good to know that if you want to tint your colors, where they originally come from. Because even if I have already pre-made green paint, it's good for me to know that if I add yellow to it, it's going to lighten it up. And if I add some blue to it, it's going to tint it a little bit darker. And even a little bit more of like a teal color if I really wanted to. So that is green for you. And we're going to rinse our brush. Make sure you rinse it good. We don't want to carry on colors over to our next color because it's going to kind of like ruin it, make it not the color that we want if we still have paint left on our brush. So now we are going to take this red and we're going to bring it over here to mix up with blue. And maybe you guys already know what this makes. Alright, and we are now getting some purple. Alright, and it's the same example with tinting, guys. So if we take this red, and if you even look on your color chart, we have that red purple color. That's how you would get that, okay? So it's almost like this deep red. So even if you were to have purple mixed up already, if you wanted to get a color like this, you would know that you need to add more red, okay? Now if we bring more blue into the picture, we mix up some more blue, and you always want to make sure that you mix it really well. It has to blend in really well. So if you put more blue in here, you are going to get more of the deeper purple, almost like an indigo type color, which is like the blue purple. Alright, big differences in the colors, right, when you tint them. But it's so awesome, and it's so good to know for when you guys really get into coloring and painting pictures, what colors you need to tint with, because you don't always want to use white or black. And I will show you why when we get to that part. Alright, we have one more to go here. Again, we're going to mix our brush really well. Alright. So, red and yellow. Alright guys, red and yellow. What's red and yellow make? Alright. Already showing up. Again, alright, we have some orange. Okay, and that's a pretty basic orange. So, again, if you want a yellow orange, like you might see on your color wheel, so like a light orange, you would tint it with more yellow. Okay, so you have more of this yellow orange, this light orange. If you want more of a red orange, which is a darker orange, okay, you would add in the more red. And you tint that orange with red, and it's still orange, but it's obviously darker. Alright guys, so that is our basic color mixing. You can get every color of the rainbow here, and that is why, like we have talked about before on our color theory worksheet, why the red, the blue, and the yellow are the primary colors. Because you mix these colors together, you get every other color made from just those three colors. Blows your mind, right? Isn't that awesome? So we're going to add in a little bit of white and a little bit of black. And we're going to play with this just a little bit so you guys can see the difference between tinting, which is what we just did here, and either, you know, sort of lightening the color or shading the color. Okay? So even if we bring a little bit of white, let's say over here to yellow. Okay? You can see the difference already. It just makes it almost makes it look a little bit like softer, but it makes it a very light yellow. Okay. Now, let's bring it over to some green. Let's mix it with this dark green. Okay, see what happens here? Again, you gotta mix it really well. Okay, or even the light green. Alright, see the difference there? Alright, let's bring some white over to this blue. Again, it still stays like the same color blue, but it lightens it up a bit. So this is really good for if I don't want a blue so dark. You can always use this to lighten it up. And then we take that. Let's take some white, bring it over to the purple. And now you can really see the purple, right? I'm sure it probably looks a little bit dark on the screen, but there we go. Alright, see there's so many different things that you can do with color. Makes it so awesome to work with. And all you gotta do is play with it, you know, just to see what it can do. Take it into this reddish purple here. Okay, so you know what it does with that. Take some to the orange. Like, whoa, like really different colors, right? Okay, so that is white. What white can do for your color when you mix it. I typically use that in a painting when I start shading things and I want to show light on something instead of using the solid color. I will tint the color with white to make that part that I'm trying to make it look like light is coming onto it. I will take that and either mix it with the color or just use white itself to show where the light is coming from. Now let's take our black. Now with black, you only need a very tiny bit because black is a powerful color. So you only need a tiny bit for black, and let's put it in the yellow over here. Okay, so you can see what it does with yellow. And this is also why knowing where your colors come from and knowing what to tint it with is so important. You know, so if you wanted to make your yellow lighter, obviously, like I would go with white because yellow is a primary color. So there's not too much else you can mix it with to lighten it up, but to darken it, I might even just go with like a red just to darken the yellow a little bit instead of black, unless I am trying to show a really intense dark portion of whatever I'm painting. Okay, so that's with yellow. And then we'll show you guys green. We'll just mix it sort of in the middle here. So this is not really as yucky of a color as yellow is, but so this will make like a really nice dark green for you. Okay. So we have that. Take some, let's mix it with blue. And again, once you guys really start getting to know your colors, this would almost be like a navy blue, but it's just dark. It makes it a lot darker for you. And it really just depends on how much you add too. Because obviously if I add like a lot of black, it's going to look more black than blue. But if I only add a little bit, that can make a big difference. And if you feel like it's too dark, you would just add some more blue. Okay, and then it would lighten it back up a little bit. So again, guys, this is all about just playing with the color, seeing what it makes. And that's how you find out, is by experimenting. You know, this is how I taught myself how to mix color, make some awesome art with it. All right, so here's our purple. Our purple is already kind of dark, but this does deepen the purple quite a bit. Again, and it depends on how much of the black you would use. But if I had something that was purple and I used the regular purple color, this would be really good for shading it. All right, we can move on to red. All right, and as you can see, all right, now I want you guys to take a look at the difference. So before, when we were mixing our colors, we mixed red and blue to make purple, right? But if you only add a little bit of blue, it makes that darkish red right there, almost like a very pretty burgundy color. This is kind of like burgundy. So if you can always darken your red this way. To show shade on this one color, you would add a little bit of black and it would make it look like this. But you can see the difference. This is a little bit more rich of a color. You still see a lot of color in here, and this just kind of shades this red color. Okay. All right, one more. We'll do it with the orange just for kicks over here. I'm gonna add in some more. Okay, so again with the orange, yeah, you know, not so pretty. But again, that's why it's important to know where your colors come from, because whereas with the black, you know, black doesn't necessarily go with everything. So if all you're trying to do is just darken up your color a little bit, it's always better to maybe just add one of the colors it comes from. So you can always add some red instead of black to darken up that color, okay? All right, guys. So, this is about it for this lesson. Go ahead and clean up your stuff, and we'll talk about the next thing that we're going to be doing. All right, guys, great job today. I hope you had so much fun learning even more about color. and all the mixing and tinting that we did today. We are going to be using acrylic for our next project. If you have the actual colors at home, you are welcome to use them. You don't have to mix them together for this next project if you don't want to. But hey, more power to you if you want to make your own colors, because that is just awesome, and color is awesome, right? All right, guys, I hope you had so much fun today. Until next time, bye.